are doing an Italian session. I've given it the name Do-Si-Do, which is kind of a pun on the musical number, Do-Si-Do. But also we're using two dishes which include dough. One is garlic dough balls, which is fairly straightforward. We're doing that with a pesto butter, a garlic pesto butter. And then the other dish is spaghetti, which I'm sure you know is made from dough. We're not making our spaghetti from scratch, but it will taste pretty good because we're using lots of fresh ingredients. And hopefully we'll get some people cooking along with us. I love Italian food. I love going to Italy. I read recently online this week that Molly May of Love Island fame is not a fan of Italian food. She called it grim, in fact, which I think is a fairly harsh indictment. She says that she's tried posh Italian and regular Italian and kind of hole-in-the-wall Italian and didn't like any of it. So that's kind of strange. I think it's we're just welcoming Eat Club. Hi guys, can you hear me? I hope you can. I was just talking about Italian food and my love for all things dough-based. Love donuts. I don't think they're Italian. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, we're just getting to the kitchen.
No worries. I was
Here we are.
talking about food, as I do.
Are we doing it this way today, or are we doing it this way?
I think we're doing it this way, if that's okay. I borrowed someone else's time.
That's fine.
So we're going to start with getting your pan on and chopping an onion. Are you by yourself?
Yeah, it's just me today.
Because you did double work.
It's a bit sick. So,
Alright, so just a
terrible.
reminder, we're chopping safely. We've got our chopping board. Hi both. Hi Ivana. Nice to see you. I'm just going to change the angle a little bit so you can see my board.
Are you putting on the water on to boil?
Say that again?
Well, we're putting the pot on and we're putting it on to boil?
We're not quite putting it onto boil yet. We're actually doing the pasta sauce first. So there's a saying that your pasta won't wait for your sauce, but your sauce will wait for your pasta.
Right,
So
yeah.
we're going to make sure the sauce gets on first. And Ivana's saying she's going to post some questions for our attendees. I will, if I see your questions pop up, I will try and encourage people to answer. If I don't do your cooking, I hope you don't get bored with all the cooking kind of scenarios. All right, grab my knife. I'm going to make sure you guys can see my board while I chop. Although, again, angle-wise, man, every week it's a different angle. I don't understand why my system doesn't remember itself. Here we go. Okay, so you can see here, I've got a red onion. What kind of onion are you guys chopping?
You want a red one as well?
We talked about different kinds of colours of onions, right? You get white, you get yellow, you get red.
Mm-hmm.
I think I always tend to go for a red. It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Having trouble hearing you guys.
Oh, sorry. We're using a different phone this week.
Oh, okay.
It's just that my phone got smashed, so...
Oh no.
It's alright, I've got a new one, but I had to set it up, and that's taken a bit longer than I expected. So I only got it today.
So just to let everyone know, we're chopping safely, making sure we're using the claw technique. We're roughly chopping one big onion, and we're putting our pan on so it starts warming up because we want this onion to get really soft. So I'm putting some...
A pan or a pot, sorry?
I'm sorry, I'm using... I use my pan and pot almost identically because my saucepan is a deep saucepan, so I kind of use it like a pot. But yeah, a saucepan frying in, or a frying pan, something like that. Let that heat up while we chop the rest of that onion. How are you guys doing?
All good.
All good?
All good. So are we dicing this onion?
Yep, dicing it roughly. We're going to try and cook it down really soft. So it doesn't matter if it's not particularly small.
Yeah.
But you guys requested the spaghetti bolognese today.
We did.
And I'm really glad that we're making something that you're going to enjoy. Is this a dish that you normally order out a lot, or do you normally make it at home more?
I normally make it at home.
Yeah? It's a good kind of hearty, filling night meal, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you dough balls before? Because in the second session we're doing dough balls.
Never made dough balls in my life.
Ah, exciting. So that's something new.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, getting dough balls at Pizza Express was one of the biggest treats.
I've had the dough balls at Pizza Express.
Yeah, but I haven't been there in so long. I don't know how they're still in business because I feel like it used to be kind of posh and now it's kind of where old people go. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I guess I don't think anyone's been to any restaurants recently.
Yeah, that's true, right? It's just such a luxury to have anyone cook for you, I guess.
I kind of look at Pizza Express as a good
I'm going to throw my onions into my hot pan. I hope you guys are close
Yeah,
behind.
just got to dice the other half of the onion.
All right. This angle's quite good. You can see the pan behind me.
We've got a question here.
Okay, what's the question?
We've got some suspect ingredients for this bolognese, and that is the natural yogurt, the pear, and the cashew nuts.
Okay, so the yogurt and the nuts,
Yeah, for the
pesto in the dough balls.
Ah,
Pear is kind of a special ingredient for the spaghetti bolognese. So I've also got my pear ready here. Just going to add some natural sweetness to the bolognese. I think you'll be impressed at how yummy it kind of dissolves into the sauce, so you won't notice it. We're going to grate it. Right now, get your onions on and we're going to start softening them. I'm going to chop my garlic while we do that. That's the next thing you want to do. I've got 2 cloves of garlic.
2 cloves, okay.
And I'm going to do that trick of smashing the garlic against the board, which helps the paper. Do that for both cloves. There you go. We're going to chop our garlic, again, fairly rapidly. My brother likes to slice it. Have you seen the film The Godfather?
yes.
In one of those films, I think it is The Godfather, the guy who goes to prison, Porky, he talks about how he slices his onions like with a razor. Sorry, not his onions, his garlic with a razor.
That's in Goodfellas.
Because of that, my brother always thinks he's a bit of a don when he slices his garlic.
I think that's in the film Goodfellas.
Is it Goodfellas? Yeah, I get Godfather and Goodfellas confused. They're both good. All right. So roughly chopped garlic. That's going to go on top of my onions. Smells good over here. How does it smell over there? And I would say, put the salt into your onions. I've got some fancy turmeric salt here, but any kind of salt will help your onions soften up, and we want the water to come out so they start to caramelize. So fairly high heat on your onions. You want them to get soft fast. Is your garlic in there already?
Nearly.
All right. Next thing you're going to do once you've got your garlic ready is to grab your pear. When I say pear, I mean the fruit, the pear. I've got a green. Well, I guess all pears are green, right? But this one's like a standard pear. I think you get some posh yellowy type, like shorter pears. What kind of pear do you guys have?
We have a green pear. Well,
Regular green pear. Perfect. Exactly the same as mine. So I've literally pulled off the stalk. Mine's quite soft.
Yeah, I'll be sure of you.
With the big grater. But you guys, if you have a medium grater, that's fine. And we're literally just going to grate it down while the onions soften. I'm going to grate that from the top down. Keep the skin, because all the goodness is in the skin, but do wash it. I wash my stuff before. So this is, I guess this is a trick that allows you to get some sweetness into your recipe without adding sugar. Sometimes people add sugar when they use canned tomatoes because they can be a bit acidic.
We were just going to ask you about that. What do we do with the acidity of the tinned tomatoes? My mum uses a carrot.
I don't love tinned tomatoes, so I always try and use half fresh, half tin. So you should have cherry tomatoes, which are the easiest. And they're also a little bit sweeter, I think, cherry tomatoes.
Okay, that's it in.
Pear pulp. See, mine looks quite pulpy on your chopping board or in your little container there.
A whole pear.
A whole pear, yeah, honestly, it won't go very far. And it will add fibre to your dish as well, but we like fibre because it's good for you.
Okay. Pips and all.
My onions are caramelised, you guys. Have yours?
Yeah, getting there.
Just going to show you what mine look like. They're already red, but they're getting a little brown and red now.
Yeah, same as ours.
I'm throwing my beef in. I have 400 grams roughly of beef there. That's going to go into the onions.
How many grams is that?
500.
Dash it.
Can you put the pear in yet?
No, we're not going to put the pear in until the beef has browned.
Okay.
So beef starts off red, then it kind of goes brownish white, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Just so you can see, as it cooks, it goes a little bit brown. I'm sure you guys have cooked with beef before, but anyone who hasn't, we're looking for that brownish colour, which doesn't look super appetizing, but then we're going to add some tomatoes in it. While your beef is browning, you guys, you can throw in your stock cube. So I've got a veggie stock cube. You might have got a beef one, but any kind of stock cube will do.
Alright, I'm going to put mine in water.
Absolutely, you can make it into stock. That's fine. We will probably need a bit of water in the recipe anyway, so that's no problem. I like to crumble mine in. So literally, crumble it on top of my pan, just like that, and then stir it in. Is your beef browning?
Yes, it is. Very nicely.
So while that continues to brown, maybe you want to grab your tin of tomatoes and your cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
I have a random tin of tomatoes there, a punnet of cherry tomatoes. I'm just going to wash these.
Yeah.
Tomatoes halved or full?
So
Full
most recipes won't call for fresh tomatoes at all. They'll just say 2 tins of chopped. But I think cherry tomatoes are quite nice because they give a little bit of, they give you like a chunkiness, which I like. So I only halve mine, but you can quarter them if you don't like the chunks. So I'm going to probably halve my cherry tomatoes and throw them in fairly intact.
Would you say the whole tin of tomatoes in?
Tomatoes too?
Summer, would you put the whole tin in?
What was the question?
The whole tin of tomatoes?
Yeah, 1 whole tin, but don't put it in until the beef is brown.
Okay.
So there's something about acidity, which could include lemon juice or vinegar or fresh tomatoes. Acidity usually stops things cooking so well. So for example, if you had fresh veg in there that you didn't want to stop cooking, like potatoes or carrots, you wouldn't put in the acid until they're soft. So right now I'm just halving my cherry tomatoes.
Very fun. Yeah.
I found some black tomatoes in the farmer's market last week. They were
Black tomatoes?
They were quite tangy.
Yeah.
A bit like Mexican tomatilla. Like a green tomato. Yeah. I made a really good enchilada sauce.
Oh, great.
So keep an eye on your beef. It might need stirring again.
Yeah, we're getting that. I think we're a few steps behind you.
No worries. Mine is not completely brown. I'll show you. I've still got a couple of pink bits.
So that. Gravy this first, yeah? Yeah.
And at this point, I would say let's get a pan of water on the boil. Do you have a kettle?
Yeah, we do.
If you have a kettle, it's faster to do it that way. I don't even have a kettle, so I'm just going to put my water in a pan. So you want that pan to be on a rolling boil before you put your pasta in.
Oh.
And there's a school of thought that don't add salt to the water until it's already boiling because it stops it boiling essentially. So wait till it's boiling and then add salt.
Okay.
All right, my beef is brown now, so I'm going to throw in my tin. You guys are ahead of me. Put your cherry tomatoes in there.
We're ahead of you now.
Now you're ahead of me. Have you put your tin in?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And you can throw your pears in as well. So I'm putting in now my cherry tomatoes and my pear. At this point, I'd say bring it to a high heat. You want it to kind of boil at this point.
We've got a lot to boil off here.
Again, some people might add tomato puree at this point, but I find it's almost unnecessary. It's a little bit too strong. So I'm just going to put some water in my tin, make sure I get all the tomato juice out of there. You might have already added water from your stock, so you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
And there's something else to know about pasta when you're boiling it. When I was little, my mum always used to put oil in the water because she thought that would stop the pasta sticking. But actually what it does is the oil coats the pasta and stops it sticking to the sauce. So if you grew up putting oil in your pasta water, stop doing it because it doesn't help the pasta sticking together and it stops your sauce coating the pasta nicely when you eat it. Alright, so if your Bolognese is at a boil, like mine's boiling, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer now. And that will cook happily for at least, I mean, you can cook it for an hour. In our case, we're probably only going to cook it for maybe 15 minutes. Let's get spaghetti out. Now, I'm only cooking this much spaghetti because that's all I've got at the moment. But even if I wasn't broke and living off this amount of spaghetti, you don't want to cook too much because actually the amount of carb to protein balance we often get wrong. So if you look at your packet of spaghetti, how many grams is it? Can you tell? Oh, I've lost you guys. Oh no. Never mind, I'll just keep stirring. Wait for you to come back. Alright, so for those of you who've just joined us, we now have our sauce on the boil. We're waiting to put our pasta in our water. We were with Eat Club, our partners. I'm here representing Soapbox today. Oh, here we go, and they're back. Okay, so I was just saying about the portions of pasta to sauce. Actually, you shouldn't have too much pasta for your sauce. It's all about the sauce, as we used to say at university. All right, hey guys. I have an excellent view of your power socket. Oh, hello, you're back. Hey guys, are you there? I'm sure you're just trying to get yourselves back online. All right, so I was just talking about putting our pasta in the water. And a handy rule of thumb is that if you kind of make an okay sign with your hand. Hello, are you there? Come back, guys. All right, for those of you who are still watching, my pasta sauce is simmering away. And I'm now going to put my spaghetti onto boil. I'm not making a lot of spaghetti, so I reckon for a half portion for me is about that much. If I was going to have a really strong big meal, I would do all of it. Now we always recommend using brown pasta if you have it. It's better for you, it keeps you fuller longer, it has more fibre, and just all-round goodness. All right, so this is going to go in my boiling water. Hello. And I'm going to switch my pans around. You're back. And I would say, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hi. I can hear you. I always keep coming back to stories of my mum, but my mum would always break the pasta in half. Oh, that's my doorbell. Bear with me 1 second. So I just got my spaghetti. Door wasn't for me. And we're putting our spaghetti into the boiling water. Yeah? Don't call it pescetti, but you can. And I would say, instead of breaking it in half, you can kind of swirl it. I didn't do a very artful swirl there. You can swirl it into your water like that, and it will dissolve fairly quickly into that water. You can push it down, help it along. Push that pasta. And your sauce should be happily simmering away. At this point, you can season it with some pepper if you haven't put any pepper in yet, which I know we haven't because we just put stock cubes in. A little bit of pepper. Have you got your pasta on, guys? Excellent. So you've got your pasta in the water. And it should be about 75 grams of pasta per person. I'm just checking my packet to see what it says in terms of cooking time. Mine says 10 to 12. If it was brown, it might be a little bit higher. And that's good, actually, because it means that it's really cooking properly. Are you guys cooking an entire packet of pasta? I'm not sure if you can hear me. No one's answering me anymore. Are you there? Guys? Maybe we've lost them to the meat. All right, so they're typing. Hi. While you're here, let me just give a. Oh, hi. Can you hear me now? You're using 3/4 of a packet. I can't. I think there's a delay. No worries. Just make sure your pasta's on the boil. I think it is. And I can see that someone's having a sneaky taste of their sauce, which I always recommend. All right, so I think we may be wrapping up this session. Just so you guys know, I'm here representing Soapbox, and they're a tech organization. They do a lot of digital stuff, video making. I can hear you, but I think there's a delay. Can you hear me okay? We may end this video soon, but don't worry. Those guys are here representing Eat Club, which is a London charity, and we encourage young people to learn about healthy eating, cooking, whether you want to be a chef or a YouTuber or a restaurateur. You can join us at Eat Club and learn more about what we're doing. The recipes we're doing are on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and you can cook along. And if you take photos of what you're cooking and tag us in it, you can win Amazon vouchers. Excellent. I'm really glad you can hear me. How's your pasta looking? Hey guys, I can hear you. But I'm not going to keep saying that because I feel like our audience are going to be very, very bored. Okay, so pretty much my sauce is done. My pasta is not done. But we're going to move to garlic dough balls in a minute. Garlic dough balls in a pesto sauce. So hopefully, second time around, that will go smoothly. Fantastic. Is your pasta, your spaghetti noodles, are they cooking? Brilliant. Okay, so I would say, from my preference, because I like to eat things the next day, can store your spaghetti and your pasta sauce together, but just slightly undercook your pasta. Don't overcook it, especially. If you undercook it and then mix it with the sauce, you can eat it the next day and it's fine. So undercook your pasta a little bit, mix it with the sauce, eat what you can today, and then save what you've got left for tomorrow. All right, bye guys. And we're switching over now. So if you want to see the dough balls recipe, please come over to the Eat Club live, and we're going to show you the garlic pesto dough ball recipe at 1/2 past the hour. So I think it's nearly 1/2 past now.